So this weekend we have Danny Jacobs versus Canelo Alvarez in a middleweight unification fight. Now this is a fight that I have been looking forward to for a while, pretty much ever since it was announced. I think that Canelo and Danny Jacobs is a fantastic fight. I think it's a very competitive fight, and I definitely think it'll be a close fight. I do, even though with Canelo in fights that have gone the distance in the past, a fight that is close isn't relatively close in the scorecards, if you know what I mean. But I think that this fight, both guys have skills that offset the other. So if you look at Daniel Jacobs, all right, if you look at someone like a Rocky Fielding, who is tall, he's nowhere near as skilled, but is tall and is a lot bigger than Canelo. What did Rocky Fielding do when they fought? He just stood there straight in front of Canelo, made himself a massive target, and Canelo had an absolute field day, hitting him with body shots, hitting him with uppercuts, and putting him down God knows how many times. If you look at someone like Chavez Jr., who is tall, rangy, he really just looked to survive. So he just kind of tried to keep away from Canelo, but didn't do anything. Danny Jacobs is taller than Canelo. He's a couple of inches taller. He's a very, very big middleweight. I think at the 30-day weigh-in, which WBC do, he was 175 pounds, and he didn't look like he had an ounce of fat on him. So he had over a stone to lose, and it looked like, was there even a stone to take away? Whereas Canelo, even though Canelo's quite a big middleweight, he's definitely not going to be as big as Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs is a very, very, very big man. Danny Jacobs, I think, will use his size to good effect in this fight, but he'll use his boxing ability, because Danny Jacobs can box. He is a very good boxer. He can box on the back foot when he wants to. He done a great job boxing on the back foot against Triple G, and made good use of switch hitting. But you see, Triple G, although Triple G is skilled in some ways, Canelo is skilled in other ways. And I think that Canelo, especially nowadays, when someone is trying to box with Canelo, Canelo can be very good at, going Mexican style, as they say. And, getting in there, doing some good feints. Canelo throws great feints. I remember against Triple G in the second round, he threw a lovely left hook from it looked like it was a jab coming, and it caught Triple G by surprise. Caught a lot of people by surprise. So Canelo's feints are very, very good. And Canelo's combination punching is very good. When he lets his hands go, he's explosive, and he's very, very good body puncher. So Canelo is nowhere near the same as Golovkin. So when Danny Jacobs says, oh, Canelo's not as strong as Golovkin, I think he is. And I think if you look at Canelo in the rematch with Golovkin, a lot of people were saying that they felt that Canelo looked very small since, he stopped with tainted meat. And a lot of people said that they thought Canelo would get bullied by Golovkin in the rematch. But he didn't. Canelo showed that his physical strength is there regardless of what, tainted meat he's having. He's just a very strong kind of specimen of an athlete. Canelo, I think, I'm just going to say it, I think Canelo's going to win this fight, regardless of whether or not he deserves it. Because I would not be at all surprised if we go 12 rounds in this fight, and it's a very close fight, and some people might have Canelo winning, some people might have Jacobs winning. In these big fights, normally always, Canelo gets the decision. In fact, he always gets the decision. Okay? Even the only fight that he's ever lost is to Floyd Mayweather. That was not a close fight, and one judge had it a draw. So Canelo always gets favourable treatment from the judges. Okay? I've never really seen a referee give him favourable treatment. If you saw Anthony Joshua when he fought Joseph Parker, whenever they got close, the referee broke them up. Even when they could have been fighting, the referee just broke them up. I've never seen kind of like that from an official with Canelo. But I've definitely seen the judges give him a lot of, benefit of the doubt, and all the close rounds seem to go to Canelo. So I think that Canelo will likely win this fight. But I definitely don't think it'll be, put it like this, I would not be saying robbery after this fight. I don't see a robbery happening in this fight. I think it could be a close fight, it could go either way, but I expect Canelo to be given the benefit of the doubt. Canelo can win this fight on merit. I would not be at all surprised that if Canelo comes to the end of 12 rounds, and you could definitely say Canelo's won this fight clearly. Wouldn't be surprised about that, because Canelo has skills. That being said, if we see a knockout in this fight, I think it's more likely Canelo going to be knocking out Danny Jacobs as opposed to the other way around. Canelo has always shown a very, very good chin. He took Golovkin's power, no problem. That's probably the biggest puncher Canelo's ever been in with. The only time he was ever hurt in his career was when he was, 19 or 20 against Miguel Cotto's brother. He was a young guy. He was fighting at 154. He was a lot smaller back then, and he hadn't probably grown into his man strength. So now Canelo has a decent enough chin. I do think Jacobs is a big puncher, but I think that Canelo was very good at riding shots. He's got a good defense. And I think he's good at taking the sting out of shots. So I don't think that Danny Jacobs will be able to stop Canelo. But I definitely think that there is a chance of Canelo stopping Jacobs. Jacobs has been down a few times. He's been down against Sergio Mora. He was down against Golovkin. And he was stopped by the Piro, I think is how you pronounce it. I had to think there. So Jacobs, there's a few question marks about his chin there. And do I think Canelo hits hard enough to stop Jacobs? Yes, I do. I do think Canelo hits hard enough to stop and trouble Jacobs. And I think that it'd be interesting to see how Jacobs takes Canelo's power. I know he's taking Golovkin's power, which is fair enough, but I think that with Canelo's, his is a lot more sudden. He's more explosive and he can catch it off guard. And I think that might make Jacobs wary. Make him wary about maybe taking risks that he was, maybe comfortable about taking with Golovkin, because he kind of knew where the shots were coming from, he knew the angles. And maybe the punching power of Golovkin didn't really trouble Jacobs that much. So that's kind of what I'm thinking in this fight. I'm going to be going with Canelo to win this fight on points. And I do think he can win it on merit. And I don't expect there to be any controversy about this decision. I think Canelo's going to take this fight on points. Do I think Jacobs will be competitive? Oh yeah. Do I think Jacobs has a shot at winning this fight? I definitely do. And I wouldn't be at all shocked if he did win this fight. I just don't see it happening. I think that Canelo has the skill. He's the punching power. He's the speed. And I think that Canelo will win this fight. So those are my thoughts on this fight. Let me know what you think. Are you looking forward to this fight? And who do you think is going to win this fight? I've given my 2 cents on it. I think Canelo on points. But let me know what you guys think down below. As always, thanks for dropping by the channel. It's always appreciated. Please hit that subscribe button if you like the videos. And as always, I will talk to you after.